I'm Renee McLaughlin, Master T-TAP Trainer and Somatic Movement Educator. Let me ask you a question. Have you found yourself being in chronic muscular pain, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to get it to release and stay? I've had so many clients that tell me, oh my goodness, I've been to the chiropractor, I've been to the massage therapist, I've done this and that. And while it might feel better for a few minutes when I leave, invariably, very quickly afterwards, I'm back in pain again, and I just don't know what else to do. Well, if that's your situation, I invite you to come and experience the power of our relax and release classes. Now, let me explain to you why our classes are different from maybe other things that you've experienced. I call them relax and release stretch classes, but in actuality, we're not really stretching the muscle. These classes are a kind of a combination of a couple of different technologies. One is simply called somatic stretch. And in our somatic stretch portion, what we're doing is we're shutting our eyes and we're moving very slowly into very specific positions. And what we're doing with our eyes closed is we're waiting to feel a specific sensation, like a sensation of stretch. And as soon as we hit that, we stop and we just relax into the positions. Now, the reason we do that is because the body has a specific stretch reflex. And that just means that, you ever notice if somebody like grabs your arm and grabs it that way, you're going to grab back. That's the body's way of protecting itself. So when it starts to feel a stretch, it automatically will pull back just to protect you. So when we're doing the somatic stretch part of the class, we're working with the stretch reflex. In other words, we don't want to overstretch to an extent that that reflex kicks in and pulls back. We want to just go to a place where we feel it and then relax and allow those muscles to just gently feel safe enough to release and relax out. Now, one of the benefits of doing that part of the stretch class, and we do it especially in the beginning, is as soon as you shut your eyes and begin to focus your attention inside, your nervous system will automatically begin to slow down. So we go from being in that sympathetic fight or flight, oh my gosh, this, right in our life, to absolutely calming the nervous system down to that rest and restore. And the brain loves to learn in a relaxed position. So a lot of what we do in relax and release isn't just about releasing the muscle, it's also about retraining the brain and then the brain to body connection. Because here's what happens in our life. We have lots of different stretch reflexes, or just reflexes that the body goes through in order to protect ourselves. For example, let's say that we are always going like this. Maybe we're in a depressed situation, or we're anxious, or we're scared. We had something scare us, especially when we were younger. Or we spend a lot of time like this at our computers, hunched over, right, and driving. Well, we do this over and over again, and the brain just starts to connect to having this movement where we're contracted in here, maybe we're locked up in our mid-back. That's where the brain gets stuck. We call it sensory motor amnesia. Amnesia because the brain loses connection to those muscles. It feels like this is its default place. And so what we need to do with these is we do very specific movements that are called somatic movement flows. And these are movements that allow us to retrain and repattern our brain to muscle movement so that we allow the brain to begin to sense where it's holding contraction and give it the information it needs to understand that it's safe to lengthen the muscles back out and release so that you can come back into a more comfortable, relaxed position. And then you're able to hold those chiropractic adjustments. And when you get a massage, you will definitely stay out of pain. Now, let me explain to you what this technique is that we're doing this. We call it, strange word, pandiculation. You'll actually notice that animals do it all the time. So let me explain to you what it is. I'm going to do it with the bicep. When you pandiculate, what we're doing is we're first contracting a muscle. Now we do this because we're trying to give the brain the information that it needs to say, brain, this is the muscle, very specific muscle group that I want you to focus on. So we contract it in, okay? We contract so the brain goes, oh, that's the muscle we're thinking about, that we're working on. Then we slowly release the muscle, lengthening it out. So it sees, oh, you want me to lengthen that muscle. Now it's contracted, we're lengthening it, and then we completely relax. So we're saying to the brain, that's the muscle. I want you to lengthen it out and then relax. It's safe to do that now. So we're trying to repattern the brain to body connection. So for example, I did it with the bicep. You can see animals, right? What do cats do when they get up? They expand out, right? They stretch and contract their muscles, and then they bring their muscles back, and then they just relax and go on their way, right? That's essentially a pandiculation. Let me show you what it is, say, with shoulders. Let's say you're always like this, or, you know, we've been up like this because you all know that we're holding the weight of our world right up here in our shoulders. So many of us have all this unconscious muscular tension that we're holding. We don't even realize it. So we need to bring the brain to that muscle to allow it to understand what muscle it is that we really want it to relax. So what do? You're going to just bring those shoulders up really high. You're going to contract them, contract, contract, contract. And then you slowly lengthen the shoulder muscles down and out, and then you completely relax them. And in that way, we begin to repattern those muscles. Pandiculation is just a powerful way to help you bring your body back into a nice alignment and out of pain. So we use those two different techniques somatically, meaning we shut our eyes, we go into the body, we're relaxing, we're working with the stretch reflex, and we're repatterning and re-educating the muscles. That's why these moves are so powerful, and they absolutely work. So I invite you to come check it out. That's why I offer a complimentary relax and release class, because I really want you to experience the benefits. You'll see also on my blog, I have lots of other smaller stretch moves. These are somatic movement flows that you can experience the power of pandiculation and somatic stretch. I'd love to have you come join me. Thanks so much for watching, and have a beautiful, relaxed day.